Plaintiff, Tawana Gibbs, hired the defendant to make a cake for her bachelorette party. However, she claims the cake looked wet when it was delivered, and she discovered it had cream filling, which Tawana did not want. So she's suing for a refund and defamation. Defendant Anisha Ward says Tawana picked out a picture of a cake from her website that she wanted, and she asked Anisha to make the exact same cake, which she did. Anisha refuses to refund anything to Tawana, and she's countersuing for slander.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I was actually a part of a Facebook group. It's called Is This Your Man, Sis? It's actually a Facebook group, probably about 30,000 followers. It's a platform to where women, if they have a man, to where they can find out if their man is cheating, basically being dishonest. I wasn't an active member because, of course, I'm married, but just being within the group because I have nieces that are in the group.
So you're just being a part of their situation?
Just watching, lurking,
okay.
That's all.
Got it. Yeah, she don't want him to think she's checking on him.
Not at all,
Go
Judge.
ahead.
Happily married. But one of my nieces actually, she was responsible for part of the bachelorette party. I was just married probably about a month ago. And she brought me the defendant's information. Basically, you know, she bakes cakes, and there was a cake that we wanted for the bachelorette party, which was a cake of a man part. So
man part?
An arm.
Yeah, it's not muscle.
Yeah.
Or the head up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little bit more explicit, you know.
How explicit can it get?
Yeah.
A muscular head. Go ahead. I mean, how do you put it?
It was the second head man part.
A muscular head.
We'll go with that, Judge.
Go ahead.
Yes, my niece was responsible, so she brought me the defendant's information, and you know, I was excited to work with her because this was going to be one of the center focal pieces for the bachelorette party. We actually had a 3-day event for my wedding, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but for the bachelorette party, this was, you know, something that we were going to do because we had the presidential suite to be able to celebrate.
How'd y'all pick that? Just curious. I know that women have male dancers like men have female dancers, all type of different things. Did you all have dancers or anything?
Did.
Okay.
We did.
So that was a part of the whole package. All right. Good enough. And were you satisfied when she brought it to you? Obviously, that's why we're here. You weren't satisfied with the cake?
Well, from what I saw online, it was, I looked at her website, and it was made to order. So to be very specific, because I try to be very detailed about anything that I do, I was very specific when I ordered the cake as far as yellow color, not too light as far as the skin color, not too dark. I like the cake the same color I like my man, so I was very specific about that. But as I ordered the cake, when I saw the cake, it looked great. That wasn't the part where the fail was. The night during the bachelorette party, as we cut into the cake, there was like a cream. It was like a wet substance that was in the cake. I don't do cream filling at all. I don't.
Go ahead, ma'am. Let me hear from you.
Okay, I'm the owner of the Sweets Taboo Bakery Delivery. It's a made-to-order, food allergy-friendly food delivery dessert business. I was also in the group Sis Is Your Man. I was advertising in the group my business since July of 2019. It was my advertisement for September 2019. Her niece saw that I was advertising for the male erotic cakes. The next day, her niece contacted my business via message inquiring about the cake. I gave her a quote and deadline for the payment. About a week later, after the deadline for the payment, Tawana was contacting my business. I returned her phone call the next business day to follow up on her inquiry. Our relationship started off deceptive. She tried to hustle me with my price that I quoted her niece. She stated that her niece told her that I charged $100, and that was incorrect. And when
her niece might have told her that.
She might have told her.
Okay.
True, that's true.
But it wasn't true. That's
correct.
your point.
I messaged her the quote, so I don't see why it was any misinformation of transferring. So when I corrected Tawana that it was indeed $125, she corrected me again. She said, no, it was $100. That's why I was told. I said, ma'am, I'm reading the quote right now. at that time, that's when she told me her budget was $100.
Okay.
I said, okay, I can make you a smaller version of that cake for $100. But she was set on the larger cake. So she gave me her prefaces of the cake. The photo, as she stated, was my previous work I've done. She asked to change the background of the cake. And as she said, she wanted a certain complexion, and she told me the flavor. She says, other than that, I want exactly how you made it for your other client. And that's exactly what I did.
You know, she bakes cakes, and there was a cake that we wanted for the bachelorette party, which was a cake of a man part. So
Man part.
An arm.
Yeah, it's not muscle.
Yeah.
Or the head up.
Yeah.
little bit more explicit.
Plaintiff Tawana Gibbs hired the defendant to make a cake for her bachelorette party, but she was unhappy with the cake, so she's suing to get her money back.
All right, and did she complain? If so, when?
She complained on September the 28th.
When did you get it to her?
September the 27th between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. in the morning.
Next day?
Correct.
What time on the 28th?
It was around 2 a.m. in the morning.
What did she say?
She sent me a text and it said, please call, the cake is wet. I immediately called her. I heard my phone go off when the text went off and I read it. I immediately jumped up and called her and asked her to explain to me what did she mean by wet. Verbally, she didn't give me a good description, so I asked her to text me a picture. When she texted me the picture, I was relieved that there was nothing wrong with the cake. It was the extra buttercream icing I added toward the front of the male part cake. So at this time, Tawana, when I had called her on the phone, she was calm. She didn't seem upset. She didn't say no upsetting words. She didn't say she didn't want.
At 2 in the morning.
Correct. She was calm. She didn't say no upsetting words, and then she didn't say she didn't want the cake. So I explained to her how I put the cake together at that time. And she said, I asked her, did you cut the cake anywhere else? She said, no. I said, cut the cake a little lower, and you can see I only put the extra icing toward the front of the cake. She said, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So at that time, her phone had disconnected. She had warned me she had a low battery, so the phone had hung up. And about 6 minutes or so later, she texted me, I apologize, my phone died. I'll call you tomorrow. And at that time, I texted her right back, and I stated, quote, from my understanding, the proposed problem was not a defect in your order. The wetness was the icing in the front of the cake.
And she didn't respond? Let's see it, please go.
She did not respond.
All right.
I did.
So how
respond
did
to
it end up? How did it end? How did things end?
I get a phone call 11 hours later from Tawana, and she did a complete 180 with the tone of her voice and everything. She was yelling in the phone at me, asking me when I'm gonna come and pick up the cake. She don't want the cake. She didn't ask for cream. I didn't ask for cream. I said, ma'am, I didn't put any cream in your cake. As I told you over the phone this morning, it was buttercream icing. It was nothing wrong with your cake. From my understanding, everything was reconciled. And she said, I didn't say it was okay. I didn't say it was okay. And she said, you're either gonna make me another cake or give me my money back. And I politely told her, ma'am, I'm not gonna do neither because I gave you what you asked me for. You asked me to make it exactly like I did my other client, which I did for you.
When was the last communication you all had, and what was the nature of that communication?
The last communications that we did have was that day that I displayed my dissatisfaction as far as verbally. I made a Yelp review. After coming back off of my honeymoon, I made a Yelp review of all of my vendors that were involved with my wedding. So I made a Yelp review for the young lady as far as, for her business. I did not want to give the 1 star that I gave, but yet and still, what happened with that Yelp review, she actually took my Yelp review information, my picture as far as my post from Facebook as far as my physical picture, and she posted it in this group trying to say that I was jeopardizing her business. I was trying to scam her, extorting her for money.
You have evidence to that?
Yes, I do, sir.
That's the defamation part?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you all, ma'am, never came to an agreement on whether you would reimburse her or give her a refund? You never came to an agreement?
Correct.
I don't know what type of messy bee you are or what type of messy bees you hang around, but y'all will not harass my people. Freaking idiots crying about cream icing coming out of a cake. Guess what comes out of a... It's cream, idiots.
Please clarify. I did not make that post.
Her friend, which is one of the administrators.
Oh, you did not make the...
No, and that's not my friend. You can't make someone my friend.
Her friend
Where's her post, ma'am?
Thank you.
This is it right here, Judge.
Why did you give me her friend's post?
Thank you. And that's
Well,
not
because
my
her friend is the administrator of the
That
group,
is
and the
not
only
my
way that you
friend.
can those are her posts that she posted in the group.
Okay. How can a person interpret this as you?
Because my picture on the other one, she actually took my picture from my Facebook
This?
post. Yes, sir, with the Yelp
has
review.
no proof I took anything because I did not
Hold
take
on,
anything.
ma'am. Who posted this? Her friend.
She actually gave it to her friend, which is the administrator,
That is not
because
my
it's
friend.
highlighted in there.
Hold on. But the friend posted it.
She gave it to her friend, yes, which is the administrator of the group.
And so if you don't read that with your face,
It's all attached. It was a long thread.
Plaintiff Tawana Gibbs hired the defendant to make a cake for her bachelorette party, but she was unhappy with the cake, so she's suing to get her money back.
all right, ma'am. So you allege the defamation is the post that was made to the site that 30,000 people are on to watch their boyfriends or to spy on their boyfriends. She posted on that site, or the administrator posted some defamatory things about you and your business and posted your face to fit the remarks. That's how you know they were referring to you, the administrator. Now the question is, how did we link her into it? Well, you're right, ma'am. She chimed in. Your comment section identified yourself as the person that your administrator was making reference to, and then you commented on it as well. I put her to market in this group. If word gets around, I hear scamming members. You referred to her as scamming members. Mm-hmm. What do you say, ma'am, to the post and your comment?
Okay. Well, my comment on the post, I don't consider it defamation because it was true. That's the way I felt from the beginning to the end.
Scammed? You
Sir?
felt scammed?
Yes.
How? How did she scam you?
I felt Tawana only used my cake to display at her bachelorette party. When I called Tawana back at 2 a.m. in the morning when she sent me that text, she told me an hour prior to me calling her, they ate another cake. So when she contacted my business, she told me she only had a $100 budget for dessert.
Well, past all that, what did she do to scam you? Not what
Gotcha.
you all discussed. You referred to her as scamming, meaning that's an act you've committed to deceive or to manipulate money out of others. So what did she do to you in this scenario?
Okay.
How did she take something that didn't belong to her through some form of manipulation or deception?
Okay. I apologize, Judge. I used the wrong term. I didn't mean that word exactly. You're right.
And it hurt her reputation.
I actually have two businesses myself as well that I use Facebook as far as free advertising as a platform because we do executive protection.
Yeah. Your counterclaim, how does she defame you for $5,000?
With her fraudulent Yelp review of her 1 star, accusing me of putting a hidden ingredient in her cake, which she refers to as cream.
You have that?
Yes.
What ingredient was it?
It was buttercream icing.
You used the word cream.
It's not the same ingredients. Cream
used the-
filling icing has whipped cream in it, and I did not use that
You
ingredient.
think it was defamation for her to use the word cream, even though it wasn't the precise, exact type of cream. Got it. Your claim is dismissed and yours is granted.
Thank
There
you,
was
Judge.
defamation for her to refer to you as a scammer, and it would hurt your business immensely if people believed that.
Absolutely.
Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff. Your
Thank you,
claim is
Judge.
dismissed.
Well, I highly would say, as far as a business owner and stuff, I would not recommend a business that does not do specifics as far as, detail. And then on top of that, being messy on Facebook and stuff like that, I'm too old to be doing that. I mean, next time when you know better, you do better.
I was defamed against first before Tawana was, and I admit I did use the wrong word as scam, but it was along those lines of where I felt like a victim of her.
How is it
and
along
her-
the lines? If I would have scammed you, I wouldn't have gave you my credit card information over the phone. So I entrusted you to handle business for me. You were not the only vendor
You all
that
can
I
read
used.
her contradicting Yelp
Trust and
review
believe.
and judge for yourself.
Trust and believe.